Today, in honor of spooky season, get ready your broomsticks as we fly back into the universe of Harry Potter. This time, seeing how much cha-ching trophies from the world are still worth. Of course, in the eyes of hardcore fans. So if you're ready to see if this franchise can still be priceless, after the creator has made some pretty questionable comments, so let's get right to it. First up, can nostalgia forgive controversy? Or should there be a stopping point to it? For over 3 decades, anything relating to original Harry Potter merch or books can sell for a good amount. But has this changed since J.K. Rowling hit herself with her hammer with some controversial tweets? If you aren't caught up, on June 6, 2020, Rowling retweeted an op-ed post on those who menstruate. She was reportedly taking issue with the story's omission of the term women, and then later continued to tweet about the term just based on its than a gender identity. This, of course, has since caused the author to face constant backlash. This was even done by stars of the wizarding world like Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint. So naturally, the whole universe has been under a debatable eye, with most of the fandom torn between supporting their childhood heroes and knowing whose ideas they'd eventually be giving profit to. Yeah, we're right there with you. It's a messed up situation. But that isn't the biggest issue for some collectors. See, when it goes under the hammer in November, a first edition copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone could sell for up to $247,000 US. Come on, that's just one book, guys. Well, looks like this isn't the biggest issue for some serious collectors. And honestly, we're gonna leave it up to you to decide the ethics on that, cause just the price right now is blowing our minds. Moving on, that's not all the magic at this auction. No, this one's set out to bring in some big bucks. Along with the book, Daniel Radcliffe's Hero Wand from the 2001 film will be offered. This is expected to reach up to $49,000 alone. We won't lie, guys. If nothing else, this could make for an entertaining show. Either way, the auction was hosted by the film and television memorabilia business Prop Store, which had shown gems from several big series. There were over 1,500 pieces to sell at the auction, which had taken place from November 3rd to 6th. And what's more, it had expected to make a total value of more than $18.1 million. Some of the other most important items were actor Christopher Reeve's whole Superman outfit, which was believed to sell between $412,000 and $824,000. I mean, for any diehard DC fans here, yeah, that makes sense to us. Then, props from James Bond, Marvel, DC stories, and pieces from iconic films like The Shawshank Redemption and Gladiator were also there. Tell us that this at least wouldn't have been a good excuse to get cozy with some popcorn. But don't worry, even if you couldn't get your hands on one of the 200 copies of this proof, we're sure there'll be other chances for us to throw our hats in the ring. And maybe, by then the image of this loved series would be much more healed. Following that, a little more into Rowling's words. She first criticized in March 2018 for liking a tweet that referred to trans women as guys in clothes. After major news outlets picked up the story, an internet backlash began. But the author's reps claimed that she had a middle-aged moment, and they blamed it on the way she sometimes handled her phone for mistakenly liking the tweets. Trust us, if you think that's fishy, you're not alone. This was not her first or last time being seen supporting transphobic beliefs. She had liked a tweet supporting an essay on Medium published by radical feminist Harvey Jenny a few months before. So unless she needs to be taught again how to use a phone or the internet, the fandom quickly picked up on a clear pattern. But unfortunately, it didn't stop there. Rowling faced controversy in June 2020 for tweets hinting she doesn't think trans women are women. In reaction to a headline pointing to menstruating women, can you just guess why this was upsetting to many people? These quickly resulted in a lot of the fandom boycotting the franchise completely, and you can't blame them, can you? Her comments are just completely out of touch and offensive. So are these items the last straws being pulled out before this universe burns and crashes like the bank in the final movie? Or will this be another Hollywood incident pushed under the rug until enough time has gone by? Whether we should let go of our culture or not is something we'll leave up to you guys. Now let's look at some other Harry Potter related news. First off, Draco, our reminder to look on the bright side. During the continued controversial image of Rowling, an important star of the series managed to remind us of the positivity the author at one point became an image of, and in his eyes, that is still very much there. This may be ironic as it was stated by Tom Felton, who'd played the infamous bad boy of the franchise. He perhaps tried to remind the fandom that no one has single-handedly done more for spreading joy to so many different generations than Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, ahead of his visit to Edinburgh this week. Well, then the fandom can also ask whether or not that was ever really up for debate in this whole mess. Still, the 35-year-old actor will be at the Assembly Rooms on Thursday, October 13th, as part of a book tour to promote his new book, Beyond the Wand: The Magic and Mayhem of Growing Up a Wizard. That'll be his first-person account of growing up on television and as a member of the wizarding realm. So let's just say some of us could also read into the possible bias of his recent stand. Either way, Felton has highlighted Rowling's good work in the literary world ahead of his visit to the capital, where he'll sign copies of the book. Well, though we wish him luck on his new adventure, we'll leave it up to you all to decide whether or not this view seems out of place or just something for old time's sake. Next, let's talk about the real Hermione Granger. In a clash we never saw coming, Rowling slammed celebs including Emma Watson in a Twitter outburst against the British charity Mermaids. After the organization selected a pedophilia apologist as a trustee, the novelist, 57 from Gloucestershire, vented her anger to 13.8 million Twitter followers. Yikes, J.K. Rowling tweeted, "We've now learnt that Mermaids hired a pedophilia apologist as a trustee, and its online moderator urged youngsters to go onto a platform known for prostitution." Since then, trustee Dr. Jacob Breslow has resigned from Mermaids when it was revealed that he gave a lecture for the pedophile support group B4U ACT in 2011. B4U ACT supports the right of pedophiles to live in truth and dignity. Dr. Breslow allegedly used the word minor attracted individuals instead of pedophile, but she didn't stop there, as she cleared up that this group couldn't have gotten the success they have without some serious help, specifically the money and public backing needed by select firms and celebrities. Who has encouraged them despite warning signals being raised for years? In saying this, Rowling made a subtle dig at Watson, who in 2018 asked fans to donate to the group through a Twitter post. She also went on to say how the charity either chose not to do a quick Google search or was okay with his prior views, either option being cause for a serious alarm that should have been raised a while back. Well then, which action by which female is genuinely a mistake? Lastly, meet the new Potters, Weasleys and Malfoys. The Palace Theatre's West End production of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child has released pictures of new cast members, and we know our hearts hurt as well, but they will step into the roles of our beloved major characters and begin performances on Thursday, October 13th. The family portraits show the Potters, played by Sam Crane as HP, Frances Gray as Ginny Potter, and Thomas Grant as their son Albus Potter. Then we also meet the Granger Weasleys, played by continuing company members Thomas Aldridge and Michelle Gale as Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, and Grace Wilde, who will play their lovely daughter Rose. Finally, the Malfoys are given center stage, for once, with James Howard continuing as Draco Malfoy and welcoming Adam Wadsworth as his son Scorpius Malfoy. Guys, these pictures have skyrocketed our excitement as we meet the new and old faces that'll take us back to this chaotic story, but maybe as seen by those professors who constantly had to mop up behind Harry and his friends' explosions. So if you've got a few to spare, we recommend joining us. For now though, that's all for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.